On April 20th, 2026, Will, Judah, and Kylie met up to discuss the topic for their upcoming documentary project. Mulling over various topics, they eventually decided to get a documentary on the red chairs immediately surrounding them. Diving into the investigation, they each flipped over a chair to read the information on the other side of the seats. They immediately discovered a few facts, a crucial one amongst them being that they had been first ordered in 1999. While Judah began additional research and Will continued in his search for an exact chair match, Kylie emailed the chair company, which was Uline, asking them for more information on that particular order. Kylie tried to call them, but her phone did not record like it said it would, so here's the rough conversation. The man said, "Hello, thank you for calling National Office. How can I help you?" Kylie said, "Hi, I was researching chairs, and I just wanted to ask you if there's any information you'd have about your chairs." Man: "Okay, yeah, what questions do you have?" Kylie: "Well, I was just wondering, what kind of foam and fabric you use in your chairs." Man: "What specific chair were you looking for?" Kylie: "It was the KI Versa chair, stack chair." Man: "Do you have, something that I could understand?" Kylie: "Do I have what?" Man: "Do you have the I could understand number?" Kylie: "Do I have the SKU number?" Man: "Yeah." Kylie: "Okay. CHKIVS07. Man: "Okay. Looks like these are out of stock." Kylie: "Oh, okay. Do you have any other chairs with foam in them?" Man: "You can go to nationalofficeinteriors.com and click chairs, and then hit side chairs." Kylie: "Side chairs?" Man: "Yes." Kylie: "So, what kind of foam do you use in your chairs?" Man: "So our chairs come from multiple places, so there's not one specific type of foam in all of them." Kylie: "Oh, okay, sounds good." Awkward pause. Kylie again: "So, I think that's about it. Thank you so much." Man: "Yep, have a great day." Kylie: "You too." And then we hung up. While the company regretfully could not provide them with the information pertaining to the chairs, they did confirm that CCA, or then CBCA, had ordered these chairs all that time ago. The next day, while Judah and Kylie continued the research, Will plugged away his endeavor to find the exact chair on which he was sitting. After hours of research, he was eventually successful in his efforts, able to gain access to more information pertaining to the particular chairs. The team discovered that the chairs initially costed $392.08 each, but with a 95% discount, they were only $19 each. That seemed rather suspicious, but that didn't faze this team. Also, the chairs were out of stock, so they were actually 90% off, they were just not there. After finding out so much information about the chairs, Judah decided to give the company a call.
Hello? So yeah, we're actually filming a documentary about the Versa chairs, and we were interested to see if you had any information to offer about them.
I don't have anything. Let's see.
It's okay if not.
I can give you a corporate phone number if you want to give him a call, but we don't really have or participate or anything like that.
Sounds good. Alright, bye. Have you ever been sitting down on a chair in Mr. Roar's room and thought, wow, this is really comfortable. I'd like to know over 15 minutes worth of information about this exact chair and the history of chairs? Probably not, but you are going to get the deep dive whether you like it or not because we have to get this project done. These chairs are KI Versa Stack Chairs S/ABL, which S/ABL stands for Standard Arm Black Frame. The manufacturing date for the one we inspected was April 30th, 1999, meaning this chair is older than everyone currently in this room, other than the good old wonderful wild WB Roar. Let's inspect this title, one step at a time. Stack chair seems like a good place to start, for me at least. Although the idea for stackable chairs dates back to the early 20th century and the first patent dates back to 1914, the ancestors of the modern stack chair, including the Versa seats that we have in Mr. Roar's room, would not show up until 1950 with Felipe Stark's monoblock chair. This monoblock chair, with its simple design, seems to echo the modern-day ideas of simple, ergonomic, geometric designs, and also seems to be an earlier design of the chairs that were later improved by Robert Doyle in the 60s. The common modern stacking chairs, the ones that the boys at youth groups like to compete to see how many of them they can hold, were first introduced as a concept in 1963 by a man named Robin Dale for S. Helen Company. Upon request to make a chair that could be mass-produced, was easily affordable by anyone who wished to have one, and would meet virtually all sorts of seating requirements. Dale wasn't exactly unique to this scene. He designed a lot of furniture for, during, and after World War II. These ones are the type of chairs that you would often see in hospitals or youth groups. Often referred to as polypropylene stacking chairs, these chairs are created using an injection molding process so that they can be more portable and stack easier. The stacking chair is known for being one of the most comfortable chairs ergonomically, and as such, the original design by Dale is still being used today in wide circulation, with over 14 million sold. And while people may not know the designer or the type of chair or what type of chair this originally is, or where it came from, the design is practically a household name at this point. It was recognized as one of 8 British design classics in 2009. Obviously, many colors of it were designed, leading to the red chairs that we have today. The design was replicated and altered by many different companies, leading to the current one we have designed by Versa Seating. KI International, that's early part of the script. Some have different arms, different bases. The Polo variant has some holes that let you use it outside. This is some great groundwork for the history of stack chairs and polypropylene. But how do our current chairs, the KI Versa stack chairs, came to be? Kruger International was formed in 1941 by Al Kruger in Aurora, Illinois, to produce metal stack chairs for industrial and home environments. Its first chair was the 100 series folding chair, which they produced during their early years of 1941 to 1964. Sales quickly boomed, reaching over $4 million in 1964. In 1977, they introduced the vertebra chair, one of the first ergonomic chairs. In 1980, the Kruger family sold Kruger International to management and investors. They continued to improve and sell for many years before introducing the Versa chairs, one of their best-selling products, in the late 1990s, which winds up with our chair's manufacturing date of April 1999. The Versa family of chairs were designed from the ground up to be comfortable, work in any environment, and exceed all of Kruger's design standards. They come in many shapes and sizes, and essentially are the descendants of the first deck chairs from centuries ago. They feature contoured seats, which are seats that are curved downwards, for more comfort, and a full back to the seat, which, personally, I love it when my seats have backs, so that is one of my favorite features of the Versa chairs. They come in many variants, such as Versa Wood, Versa Standard, Versa Poly, which is probably the worst one, and for the Brian-shaped among you, there is even a Versa XL, because people come in different shapes and sizes. The ones in Mr. Roar's room are the red-shaded standard chairs with standard arms and backs, and can be purchased online, new, for over $400 per chair. There's not really much more to say about the design of the chair itself. It's just an evolution of the classic stack chair design built for the modern era, with human comfort as the number one priority. At least, that's what KI says.
As for our beautiful red chairs, they are held together with steel and padded with fabric-coated foam. While the website for our specific chair does not list the type of foam in the chair, polyurethane foam is typically used for chair manufacturing. Crafted from a versatile plastic-like material called polyurethane, polyurethane foam is found in office and classroom seating all over the world. This type of foam is great for many reasons, such as easily returning to its original shape after being compressed. While it does tear easily, polyurethane foam is great for lessening both sound and physical impact. Unfortunately, polyurethane foam has gained a reputation for being toxic. This speculation is due to the potential for off-gassing. Off-gassing, as apparent from the name, is when small particles, known as volatile organic compounds, release into the air. This becomes dangerous because when people breathe, these foam particles make their way into people's lungs. While this isn't really a huge deal as people make it, it can be an issue for people who have previously diagnosed respiratory ailments. I bet you thought the only way to use polyurethane foam is making chairs. Not so. Polyurethane foam is a wonderful material, manifesting its use in things such as soundproofing items, insulation, and life jackets. That's right, polyurethane foam is chock full of uses from the soundboard to the ocean. Can you imagine having the privilege of sitting on such a useful and diverse material? Well, you don't have to. Chances are you're sitting on polyurethane foam as we speak. Not only do these very chairs likely contain the blessed commodity of polyurethane foam, but that film is also upholstered with a luscious layer of mysterious burgundy fabric. This is a fact to be appreciated because if these chairs did not have a fabric coating, you'd be sitting straight on polyurethane foam. No one wants little bits of foam clinging to the back of their pants all day. We can appreciate this fabric for so many other reasons besides its foam protecting tendencies. For one thing, its rusty red coloring and coarse texture make it perfect for hiding small stains. Pen marks, Dr. Pepper spills, chocolate, grease, blood, you name it. The pattern and coloration of your chair's fabric hides all of these things and more. The fabric also gives these chairs a professionally aerodynamic quality. Creating a cohesive look with its smooth angles and slips, the red fabric streamlines the vibe of the entire chair. Next time you decide to place your hindquarters on one of these seats, just remember the thought, effort, and magnificently scientific craftsmanship that went into its creation.
Versa TI style chairs have been around for quite some time now. However, the metal frame has changed over the years. Originally, it was pure metal all the way in a pipe-like fashion, but now they have changed it to have the armrest plastic for better comfort at the expense of stability. These metal frames make it able to stack up to 4 chairs high with a very stable structure and up to 5 with a slightly less stableness. The metal frame, however, made these chairs sometimes difficult to move around because they cannot be folded. So if you were trying to transport them to a different property or location, that would be difficult unless you decided to take them apart completely. Originally, they used heavy metal, which was very hard to move and made them more expensive, but now they have moved on to a steel alloy, which is much lighter and more efficient. And most of the piping on these have around a 1.2 millimeter thickness of the steel piping. Originally, these chairs, although it does not seem likely, they could form rust due to the unprotected metal frames. However, now they have implemented coatings and ceramic to keep the chairs in their original pristine condition. In the modern era of Versa style chairs, they have shifted their focuses from focusing on the frame and stability, they have seemed to got that down, to on comfortability and looks. And they have been doing pretty good recently. The Versa TI type chairs have shown a clear progression over the years, from originally being heavy and just for functional purposes, hard to move, to more comfortable, lighter, easier to move, more stackable, that combine strength and modern design. That is it.
To close out this documentary, we sat down with some CCA students to get their thoughts on how the KI Versa stack chair has impacted their daily lives.
Good.
That's all?
Yeah.
Just good?
Yeah, I feel like they're comfortable, you know. I like to sit in chairs.
During the school year, I found that I do like the chairs in the great room. I also like Mr. Roar's new gaming chair. That's probably the most comfortable chair I've had.
They're pretty great. I like having a spot to just like sit. I like that my butt can rest.
Great.
That's all?
Yep.
Just great?
It's great.
I just feel like they're always there to support me. Sorry.
Good answer.
Bad here.
Pretty great.
Would you like to add anything to that, or is that it?
They're pretty great.
Chairs in Mr. Roar's classroom.
I feel like they're they're cushioned, but they're just uncomfortable.
You're saying there's been more comfortable chairs before out there?
Yeah.
It's been off and on. There's a chair in Mr. Roar's room that has like a weird stain on it, and then it was also like wet the one day. But he said it was just because someone poured water on it. But other than that, I'd say they're actually pretty comfortable.
So I don't like his red chairs. I really like to use his like old chair that I can like sit on and move around. These chairs aren't very comfortable to me. Like if I usually sit in them, I sit like this because I don't know, they're just not very comfortable. But that's how I feel about them.
Best chair our school has.
Interesting opinion. I would disagree, but that's the beauty of an opinion.
I don't know.
Gotta show it.
Okay. What has your experience with the red chairs in Mr. Roar's classroom been like?
Pretty good. They're just always there, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I agree. Very consistent.
I feel like they've impacted my life, because at least we get chairs, Some schools don't have chairs.
That's very thoughtful. I appreciate that answer.
Probably not very well. I mean, my couch at home is better.
Something about work ethic and it helping him that. You
Huh?
agree?
Work ethic? And it hurts my butt.
Okay. So you could say that it keeps you at attention.
They fix my posture a lot, and sometimes if I ever just like going to sit down to be comfortable, this is my go-to chair.
Saved my life.
How so?
They just saved my life,
Would you like to expand on that?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Would you like me to?
I would say they've really impaired my life because, see this like very short, not a lot of support. It's kind of uncomfortable, but like Kaci said, if you sit like this, it's better. But
So you're saying this could be causing health problems?
I think so. I think it may be contributing to the scoliosis problem.
The school scoliosis problem, very, very widespread.
I think they're amazing. No. Wait, yeah, I can say that.
All right. The stackability of the chair.
I think it's pretty terrible if I go on. They suck and stuff.
Okay. Thanks for the input.
Oh, the stacking feature, I think that's pretty good, because it saves space.
All right. Silas mentioned that they sucked. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree.
Oh, so you agree that they suck at stacking, but they're good because they save space?
Yeah.
All right, that doesn't really make sense. What do you think about these stack chairs? Like, are they pretty good? Like, particularly the stacking feature.
Yeah, they're pretty great.
Okay.
I didn't realize these stacks until we started doing this, so I'm not really sure.
It's understandable to a naked, uneducated chair.
These women, they're all uneducated.
Okay, that's a little crazy. I was specifically talking about the chair world and industry. Like, for me, if I see that chair, I know it's a stack chair.
If you're tired and want to sit down, and Mr. War can fit in these, so I'm sure you can too.
There's better ones out there, but if you're on a budget, get these.
Actually, these chairs are $500. I just wanted to be aware of that.
Never mind.
They're trash. Don't get them.
Do you know how much money you're sitting on right now?
No, probably like $2.
No, $492. I'm 492. That's like more than tuition.
If anyone could pick an office chair or anything they could sit on in their meantime or any free time, I would pick this red office chair, and I think they should too.
Love the chairs and be the chairs.
I think just like these chairs, we can underestimate these chairs sometimes. Sometimes we underestimate each other. Like, looking at this, you wouldn't realize the amount of support, the amount of, like, longevity they've had. They've been around since 1999. They're older than me, almost by 10 years. And you would not have expected that these are $400, $400 with tax. So, we shouldn't underestimate these chairs, and we shouldn't underestimate each other either.
Good point. Going on 27 years, we're still supporting Brian today. Alright. Thank you for your time.
That was
Alright. Are we done now?
Yeah.
And hey, as a treat for making it all the way to the end, I have a little special something for you. Thank you, guys.
Pretty trash, not gonna lie. These people are rude. Always plopping down on me, spilling Dr. Pepper, and sometimes even throwing me. And don't even get me started on Mr. Roar. I don't know. Ups and downs. When people sit on and get off of me. Cheer pun. Haha. Anyway, probably pretty good when people aren't being rude. Be more like key versus stack chairs. Dependable and a hard worker. And always giving 100%, even when the people around you are not.